Hey guys, Tommy here over at the bar, and I want to give you some barbell varying education. So I want to talk about different barbells, what they're used for, common ones that you're going to see here at the gym or maybe even some other places you go to. We are dominantly, we have all kinds of lifting going on, but most people are practicing the power lifts, being bench press, squat, and the deadlift. We have others that are practicing Olympic lifting as well, or just those alone. The snatch and the clean and jerk, involving power cleans, overhead press, overhead squatting, and various things of that nature. So, with that in mind, I'm going to show you a couple different varying barbells. This first one is going to be the most generally used bar. It is a, this is the Ohio Power Bar. A power bar is generally used for bench press, squat, and deadlift, okay? Depending on which power bar you choose, the diameter of the bar is gonna be varying. This particular one has a ring right here, one single ring, okay? This is a power bar. Generally has really good knurling with it. Great bar to use. Now, your next bar, this is an Olympic lifting bar. This one has two rings against it. This one, I often see people bring it into the squat rack. We don't necessarily want that. It can be used for that, but it's one of the most annoying things to jump in the squat rack or to jump in a bench press and this bar is sitting there. It's not intended for that. Go ahead and grab a power bar. That's the intended use. This is generally better for Olympic weightlifting because it has a whip to it. So you're going to get a certain whip to this barbell that is going to benefit Olympic weightlifting. Now, our next barbell is also an Olympic weightlifting barbell, but it's a women's bar. So the power bar for powerlifting is 45 pounds generally. Some of them are 20 kilograms, so 44 and some change. Same with the Olympic bar too, depending on which kind of bar you get. The women's bar is not. The women's bar is lighter. It's shorter. The shaft itself is thinner. And the particular one that we have doesn't have a center knurling. And you can get Olympic weightlifting bars with center knurling or without. Power bars for powerlifting generally are always going to have a center knurling. Now, this is one of the women's bars we have. It's the Rogue Bella bar. Again, you see those two rings there. We have another one that's pink that Dr. Slauson brought and left, and it's also a women's barbell, 32.5 pound bar. So, or 15 kilos, I believe, if that's correct. So this, it can be used for deadlift, it can be used for squatting, I guess it can be used for bench press too. If you can bench over 50, 60, 70 pounds, if you can do 45 pounds for reps, I generally discourage using this for bench press. Go ahead and grab regular power bar. But as long as you're not going to do anything silly with this, good for use. But it is for snatch and clean and jerk. Now, the last bar is more associated with powerlifting, but it essentially has one use for deadlift. It is a deadlift only bar and is meant for deadlifting only. This bar in the gym, in our gym, I discourage use of squatting with it. Absolutely do not ever squat with this bar. Absolutely do not ever bench with this bar. And absolutely do not do rack pulls with this bar. I'd like to conserve it. It is a little bit more expensive than some of the others. And it serves for the only purpose of deadlifting. Why? The way it's designed, it also has a thinner shaft. It has very aggressive knurling. It has no center knurling, so obviously not good for squat. And it's longer. It's longer than the other bars. The purpose of this is to create more bend in the bar, okay? And what makes this better for deadlifting? When you pull on this bar, the ends of the bar are gonna take longer to get off of the floor. So that bar is gonna bend, and by the time you get to a certain height point, it's going to make it easier to get the weight off the floor. As opposed to that power bar, that Ohio bar, when you get the weight off the floor at that point, it's going to be at a lower point because it doesn't bend very much, and it's a shorter bar, and the shaft itself is thicker. I believe it's about 29 millimeters. Meanwhile, the deadlift bar, I believe, is it might be 27 or 28. And I'll have to double check on that. Y'all may know. But it's generally, just know that it's thinner than the other. Don't use it to squat, don't use it to bench, don't use it to do rack pulls. Curls are probably safe, but don't waste the bar doing curls. Go grab something else. There are many different bars, safety squat bars, there are the axle bars, there are the Swiss bars. We have lots of different things. So, but these are your big basic ones I want to get you familiar with, so we don't ruin any bars and we get them used for the purpose they're used for. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free, approach me at the gym and I'll help you out and show you the difference if you still don't quite understand, or if there's another one we get. And I'll see you at the bar.